fine volume. I would be mad to lower it even further. Ooh, he could have hit jump roundhouse, but he wouldn't have a combo on the ground. He was so far out. So he just landed empty jump and dashed in. But that probably did, the grab probably did the same amount of damage as the throw would have done. I mean, the jump roundhouse would have done. That's a confirm. Got the hit. He went for jump roundhouse ender. He didn't have a unblockable from where he was standing. So what he did was fine. I probably would have done EX uppercut if it was me. He wasn't that close to a stun. He couldn't have gotten it with the EX uppercut. And the health looks like it wouldn't be a factor anyway, especially now. Just blocked it. No shame. So no shame full screen fireball block. Cute. That was probably a parry to the left. It just came out visually as a parry to the right. This is fine. Ooh. Ken had no meter to spend, but he still did a super jump and that was enough. That was quite nice. I'm not sure about that EX. Oro used a lot of meter to secure that round. That was like more than I would have spent. He was pretty comfortable. He didn't need to rush. Ken needed like a lot to win that. That sweep caught, I think, a Ken. It's hard to chase that down. The sweep caught a Ken high parry, I think. Doing a block string into sweep is really ghetto for Oro. It's not that good. His sweep is pretty safe on block. Even Ken struggles to punish it. But the sweep is not exactly far and it's not exactly fast. Ooh. If Oro waited a little bit later on that jump medium kick, he could have comboed on the ground. Oh, tried to get reversal stomp. He could, no. I don't like this ender. Ooh, he got it though. He started to get it. I don't think that was a punish, but Ken might have actually had frame advantage after that overhead. Most on-hit overheads, universal overheads, are like 0. If they hit a crouching opponent. If they hit a standing opponent, they can be like -4 or worse. But universal overheads actually genuinely hit way later on a crouching opponent than a standing opponent. That being said, it's non-standard frame disadvantage. Okay. Ooh, that was to keep safe, but Ken didn't have Shippu, so that was dumb. Should not have jump cancelled that. Unless he was parried, I guess. Even then, I'd rather do like stomp, cancel the light stomp. Ooh, he's getting a lot of hits. Heavy? Light. He chased it down successfully. It wasn't a huge punish, but it was, you know, hard to get much better. So much for that. That was his first time pulling that out, but Ken was still ready. Ken wasn't really ready for the Oki scenario. So blocking like wasn't really any worse than what he could get from where he was. Wait. Ichikome, what does it mean? I feel like I know Kome, but I can't think of what it is. Kome. Comment. Commento. Fuck Japanese people for just using the first two katakana of whatever word. Is that how Japanese people type first? That's cool. I like that. I like that they do that. He went for the whiff punish. Oh, you have to use heavy fire. I think heavy fireball works in all contexts there. But the real problem is that he missed the super cancel. Heavy fireball at least hits compared to the other fireballs which are blocked. But the Shippu actually hits before the... If you're doing a cancel into Shippu, it doesn't matter. Because the Shippu hits before the fireball does. Free meter. It's better than free meter. White Ken spent his meter and yellow Ken got some. Ooh. Ooh. Hi. He could have confirmed that. He could have confirmed that fireball into super. But the cancel window is surprisingly small. It's like very fast to do low forward fireball super. You have to do the super basically before the fireball even becomes visible. Ooh, big damage on that. He went for the car and missed it. That's what that low forward was. Me and Tatsu hard Tatsu. I like Kumasu who used the Tatsu stuff. Oh, he got the double DP. Not bad, not bad. A lot of damage on Akuma's health. Very nice. That was cool that we saw the fireball last round get punished by the super, by the way. So really good Ken player who's ready for those super punishes. A lot of stuff in this game can be punished by Ken super, and you probably wouldn't need to expect a lot of it. Ooh, he was anticipating a cancel and it never came. That's the really crazy thing about parries that most people don't really consider if they don't play this game. Is that a lot of people treat parries like a hit confirm in and of itself, which often it is. There's no double DP available there, he's way too far away. I thought that was pre-jump frames. He went for the late red cancel. I mean red parry. That's like super low risk there. You can see he didn't get knocked over and he barely lost any health. He was trying to red parry the last hit, but he was a bit too fast. You get a much better much better punish opportunity if you parry the last hit of Akuma Super. But the fewer hits you parry, the more frame advantage you have. So you really want to parry only the last hit. That was medium DP. His emotion got a little confused. This is quite a good Ken. Even when he's missing the fancy stuff, he's at least going for it. Not that that's fancy, but he's doing the optimal stuff anyway. The last Ken we were watching wasn't. Wow! Oh, it didn't even work. He got reversal and everything. That was sick that he went for that, though. Ken Shippu punishes close fireballs on hit. That was just a bit too far. Low forward Hadoken is like surprisingly... I don't know, it's like a... In some ways it's quite good, in some ways it's quite bad. Oh, he got the sleeper hold. That's the back, the turnaround connect. That hit the landing recovery, I suppose. That would have led to decent damage if it was on hit, I think. Oh, the two hits of that are super far apart. Same with Yuri and ZX tackle. Can be pretty weird. Whereas parrying and EX flash chop, the two hits are instant. Ah, that was very unsafe. Alex could have punished pretty big. That one I guess as well. Very safe play from this Akuma. Oh, he could die here very easily. Oh, there it is. In that blender. Say medium kick into EX chop doesn't look too scary, but it's really all the things that could have been that made it scary. No, there wasn't a retry on MK Cup. I don't know why I didn't. Oh yeah, it's because I want to like spend the Thursday making videos instead. And I've done that exactly twice. I'm just enjoying my time off. I've been doing BAF Cups like almost non-stop since 2015. I'll get back into them. They're fun to hold. And it is kind of my little thing. Ooh. But it feels kind of weird doing. I wanted to do an MK1 that no one entered, and it feels kind of weird. I don't know. I could just go back to doing SF5 ones because I do like SF5. I'm eager to try and win. I feel like in a good week I could win a BAF Cup in SF5, but it still hasn't happened. Depends on who enters. I can beat Tim. I can beat Slam Man. I can beat Spab. And I'm not gonna get matched against everyone. Oh, he had a flash kick there. Maybe had a flash kick after that, or a stand strong or something, I think, as well. Pretty much anyone with flash kick there. Is that a punish? No. That's like -8, I think. It's like a lot more unsafe than I realized, but the distance, the pushback is quite high. 8 is like, you know, even though it's like -8, it's so far away that you can't get a close normal. Or even like low forward from a lot of characters won't go far enough. So oftentimes you just have to punish with various supers. Whoa. No, that was a parry for the kill. The parry on EX stomp is free. Oh, he's dead. The stupid thing about Remy is that his post-parry stuff is very awkward. It's one of his biggest weaknesses as a character. Like, if he gets a parry and you crouch fierce and the crouch fierce whiffs, you're a fucking... You're just sitting there like a sitting duck and they can just hit you. Cool charging. I think this is the secret Remy color. I don't remember. Ooh, he got hit out of a flash kick. Remy sucks. I feel like they haven't. I feel like Remy's gotten most of the hits, but he's got lower health. I mean, I know like the damage differential for these characters is pretty extreme. Technically, I think Remy has lower health too. I want to say Remy's 1120 like Oro and Chun-Li. And Alex is probably 1200 like the Ryu and Ken. Ah. There we go. That's more like it. Barnyan is already better. Just for being able to do that. That Omega on Remy's shirt is so obviously a reference to Iori's fucking moon on his jacket. I never really noticed it until it was pointed out to me. But it's in like all his animations and shit. Remy's got some nice looking legs. I don't really like the way that his pants open at the bottom. I don't like those fat ass heels on his shoes. I don't like his shoes in general. We'll wake up, walk forward, throw. If that was Super 2, he would have won. A lot of meter to spend to die. Delayed? No, it was like instant stand short on wake up. That'll beat a throw. You got that throw invincibility helping you out. People don't throw right away when you wake up because you can't get thrown. So if you do a very fast attack, it'll beat a throw. I didn't mention that in the wake up video. I like kind of said that attacks beat throws, but I didn't elaborate. I mostly just mentioned Shoryuken's being throw invincible, which there are a decent number of. It's not like wake up light attacks are common, even with it being an okay option against throws. It's safe though. Jumping was a mistake. Both Remy and Iori claim to hate fighting, and honestly I don't believe either of them. Nice. That was a free parry. What was he doing? I don't blame him if he gets hit by that kind of jump fierce, because you don't know when it's going to be, and it might be hard to react to. But landing on the fireball is just inexcusable. There's nothing else he was even doing. I would have done that same dash and with that same stand strong. Low fireball is quite good in this matchup, but high fireball is almost useless because Zoro can just dash under it. Ooh, that was weird. And that was a super awkward juggle. It's very bad. That looked like a car throw, but he was point blank. Roth 5 stone. I don't like the way this Zoro's playing right now at all. Was it worth it? Did you get it? I think so. That was like the second frame. I don't think that was the first frame. But it works on either for that super. Got a 2-frame link. If he was going into a link into super 1, it would have failed. Super awkward. Oro had a frame advantage there. Ooh, nice. That was an attempt to close strong, I think, but he got the towards strong. Trying to do back strong, get that charge. I don't know. 5 stone random again. He had the overhead there. He has it here. Or not the overhead, the launch. He did the medium fireball. The heavy fireball has less recovery. This should kill pretty easily. Unless he fucks up really bad. He took the baby combo. Is that light uppercut? It is. Medium uppercut builds more meter. Explain this. I don't think that stones in neutral is bad. Oh, this can be almost a stun. The juggle here. This is super bad for Remy. I'd be aggressively parrying, looking for jump roundhouse or stand roundhouse. Oh, he's kind of lost his opportunity. He's still, Remy's dead to a single stone combo, so this is pretty deadly, I'd say. Oh, I like that actually. Raw activate 3 stone is fine. Yeah, this is pretty deadly for Remy. I don't expect him to live here. Ooh, he got it off. He's probably going for that for a bit. Oro died first. Good lord, that was like a frame away from being a judgment. Who's Barney on the god? These are new co-op, or not co-op co-op. These are East versus West. They're GameSpot versus battles. So no to co-op and no to old. This is a mountain for Remy to climb already. This is like an almost impossible comeback. Hi. What an odd punish. I wonder if that does more damage than the strong flash kick. You're always going to be the same distance at the end of that, blocking that super, I think. So that punish should always work. It's just weird to see. Those are heavy slaps. Oh, hit a sweep. Lucky. This Remy's using Super 3. Explain. Oh. Good try. This is the super regarded to be the worst super in the game. What tech does he have against Q to make it possibly worth it? Oh. Nice nice super motion there, actually. Nice readiness, rather. There's like a few bad supers. I would tentatively say that SA3 Remy is like worse than SA3 Alex. Red parry SA3 works, but you can just do like, ooh, nice punish. You can just do like a red parry into SA2, and that does like almost the same damage. Just costs a little bit more meter. This is like, yeah. He had to not block there. He should have blocked a little bit and then gone for the red. Slapped. That's a taunt. Anti-air dash punch, anti-air slaps, air-to-air fierce, EX dash punch in any context, command grab into follow up. These are some taunt setups, the really common ones. SA2 gives you a juggle, but it can give you 1 or even 2 taunts depending on your opponent. Very nice. SA1 gives you a taunt. It's important to know these things if you're a Q. Oh no, this is EX into stun. Didn't kill though. You don't see the Karakusa kill very often. Makoto's usually pretend it doesn't exist once they get to like chip health, because Makoto is incredibly dangerous chipping you out. All of her stuff is like 1 parry, but not knowing where the parry is makes it astronomically harder to get. Makoto has some of the hardest execution things in the game, but most of her stuff is fairly easy. If you run SA1 Makoto, she has exactly 1 slightly hard thing, but it's very important. It's the dash punch into Super 1 Link. And Super 1 Makoto is really not bad. It's probably slightly worse than SA2 Makoto, but it's very functional. It's like a high tier character. Dash it into block. Technically speaking, dash punch super 1 is a 1 frame link, but because of pianoing, it's actually like a 6 frame link if you do it right. Nice meter use, nerd. I just hit the fucking adjacent buttons. I roll my finger from one to the other, and one of my punches is on a shoulder, so I hit the shoulder as well. I usually get it. Even if you don't Kara Fukiage, even if you just do SA2 into... Ooh, look at that. Even if you just do SA2 into jump cancels, or SA2 into dash uppercut into a jump cancel, that's still quite good. You don't need to be Tominaga to play Makoto, but it helps. It makes it better if you can do those things. And there's some of the hardest things in the game again. But they're not that hard, it just requires like 1 or 2 frame window timing plus a Kara. And if you're good with the Kara, then that's like 100% success rate. I get my Kara throws probably 80% of the time I go for them. Maybe more. The hardest thing Makoto has that's like regular, that's like not advanced, is Stand Fierce into Super 2. Which thankfully you basically, it's helpful to be able to do whenever, but the only opportunity you'll usually do is from a command grab so you can get good and ready for it. But it's kind of annoying because you have to buffer the entire super, because Makoto has massive command overlap there. She can't do Stand Fierce into, she can't buffer the motion at all because she's got both a DP motion and a quarter circle forward motion on her punches. Wait, I might have lied. No, yeah, that's right. So if you do quarter circle forward, then hit hard punch, you'll get a dash punch. So you've got to do the hard punch first and then the motion. That being said, canceling, there's quite a lot of startup to Makoto's hard punch. Canceling it to Super 2 is not that hard. But if you're not great with cancels, then you might struggle with it. I get that like probably 90% of the time or more, and I don't play Makoto. And Aura doesn't have that at all. Aura has something similar, which I get also like over 90% of the time. But Aura can buffer his. Ooh. But I don't. But I'm more used to that context. Huh? Cool combo, nerd. Nice fucking... Nice Shippu that did no hits. Makoto could have quick stood there. There was no super hit. Trying to get a style combo. But I guess either his EXDP was too early or the whole thing just didn't work. Hold it. Elena punishing that sweep with walk-in throw was almost optimal, to be honest. Elena's no meter distance punishing is garbage. That's probably one of her biggest weaknesses. Ken's a little bit the same way actually, but Ken has meter a lot more often. Because Ken can use EX to get a conversion, but Elena usually has to use super. That doesn't work in that context. Ken's super doesn't reset the juggle limit, I think. No, I think it does reset the juggle limit. Man, I don't know. Maybe it does work. There are a lot of ways you can get that up-down super that don't give like the juggle state at the end, but like still get something kind of cool and stylish. They still get a lot of hits with the super. Very nice. No. I will like guaranteed not stream that. That's not what this channel is, baby. Oh, nice. Good punish. Nice confirm. That's a very short combo, and the motion's kind of annoying too. Actually, he can probably just roll double quarter circle forward punch. Still a little annoying. Nice cross through. That was super good Ken play. Non-stop. I got to work yesterday, and the very first thing I did was I grabbed the plastic sheeting over like a bunch of chairs that needed to be unwrapped, and I fucking got my knife out and I immediately cut my finger. The sheeting was very loose, and as I was cutting it, I just cut it towards myself without realizing it. It didn't feel like I was. And then I was like, wow, I'm fucking dumb. Quote me. I like know not to cut towards myself. I wasn't cutting towards myself, but the way the plastic just moved me. He can kill here, I think. That's the combo I was thinking of. It barely killed. It was close. Now I've got a cut on my finger. Nice combo. You don't get back turn chops very often outside of stun. Alex is super hungry for that stun. I don't blame him. It's almost there. There it is. It's not a super deep cut, but it's right on the knuckle, so I put a band-aid on it. And I can't bend the finger. I thought that hit crouching Alex, to be honest. Kind of surprised it doesn't. Oh, that was deep. Ooh, the combo. That's so cool every time. Oh. Tommy is a good Chun-Li, and even an okay Chun-Li can beat a good Alex. That being said, despite the fact that Alex isn't dead till one low forward and Tommy has no meter, he might die to a throw, but if he gets a good parry into a super, he can win. This is still like anyone's game. Now it's harder, but still possible. Wow. Was that really a punish? Overhead for the kill. It's scary. It can be a car throw. It can be an earlier button. A lot of stuff was going to kill at that point. Oh yeah, get some meter. Should have parried more. Sweep. Alex can counterpoke Chun-Li. You can spot MOV style too. He got another, and he didn't EX. I don't know if chop into light shoulder even works. I can recognize fucking MOV from his style, not just his fucking color. Ooh. Uh. Car throw. Empty jump throw. Jump fierce. Chun-Li might have been able to punish that with super. I'm pretty sure that works. By the frames, it most certainly does. Look at that. She went for a close roundhouse and got far roundhouse and got fucked over for it. That's unfortunate. But also, I don't care because Alex won. But look at that. That's supposed to be a close roundhouse. Got the fucking hop kick. He should have gone for back fierce anyway. Kunitan's one of my favorite necros. Nice parry, nice punish. I don't even know what Oro gets there. I just take a dash in if I even got the parry, but I wouldn't even pursue the parry most of the time, I think. I try to jump. Try to do a regular jump if I saw necro using that normal. Jump and be right. Solid strategy. Nice. You gonna go for the second one? Nope. Second one into follow-up might have gotten the stun, but I don't think so. Second one's hard to get anyway. You missed the juggle. There are so many cases where if Oro gets a distant punish, his optimal... If he gets a distant parry, his optimal punish is just raw command grab and it's fucking shitty. There are a lot of good Chun-Li's. What about Tokido-san? I haven't seen him play this game in a minute. What about Justin Wong-san? Justin Wong is actually on the Japanese Chun-Li level, but not like the top Japanese Chun-Li level. Just pretty high. Whoa. Twelve doesn't have a skeleton. I want to say he's the only character in the game without a skeleton. I guess Q doesn't either. Or either he doesn't or we can't see it. 12 like legitimately doesn't have a skeleton, like he literally doesn't have bones. Q we just see the outline of the body. So like we don't get to see whether it's like a fucking metal casing with a skeleton inside or what. Tokido almost always plays Chun-Li in this game. I'm not even sure. It's like hard to even find footage of him playing Urian. If you want, we can find that Tokido playing Sean ranking event. There's a ranking event where top tiers were banned. Where Tokido, you got to pick 3 characters to play, something like that. And Tokido played we never saw his third because he never lost twice. But his first one was Sean, his second one was Ryu. It's me. Back throw into forward dash times 3. Is your back dash. And then medium kick or hard kick. That's a super confirm. Off a low. It's got a nice little mix up with his grab, I guess. You can down back delayed take your way out of both of them, which is not too risky in this game. Hitting like the pre-tech frames of attack in this game is very difficult because it's only 2 frame startup. Same with SF4. I think he was anticipating an uppercut parry and wasn't ready to get met midair. You can parry that, but it's not a thing that most people would be ready for. I don't think I'd ever parry it, unless like someone showed it a lot. Oh, he went for it like a punish. That's like kind of the downside with both of Necro's overhead specials. So they're reactable. It's already confirmed to be on PC, I think. Yeah, PC and Xbox with crossplay. I don't give a fuck what console it's on, I'll get it on PC. Oof. I think it's also on Switch in Japan, right? That's good. Ooh, I'm surprised that he found a way out of that. I didn't think Necro had time to do that. I was thinking that it's normally like written in katakana, because Oro is normally written in katakana. Oh, that was not bad there. Oh, he had a fancy combo. Well, he didn't, because even a jab was going to kill at that point, I think. EX uppercut into Super 2 is not safe for Oro, but a lot of people won't know how to punish it. You have to interrupt the Super. And what you interrupt with is actually like kind of complex, and the window to get the interrupt is also kind of complex, because you're still in block stun once the Super freeze ends. So it's very likely that you'll get away with it. Of course, it's a lot of meter to spend. A full Super plus an EX. It also only works if your EX uppercut gets one of the very early hits. And if the EX uppercut hits, it launches, and then the Super juggles, which is kind of cool, but you don't really... You get all the hits of the Super, so you don't really have any kind of cool reset for the most part against most characters. You can't get an unblockable off of it unless you spend another Super. So that's an EX plus 2 Super bars. Very nice. Next hit Disease if he gets a good one. He low short got thrown. He mistimed. Back throw does a lot of stun. Forward throw does too. That was a very good read. Probably a neutral jump. Parry. I think that's slightly minus. The EX cold blue kick. Hi. Nice parry. It was a blue parry actually. Even though it was a cancel into a relatively fast special. Remy technically has a cancelable heavy, but you don't see it almost ever. It's just close fierce. I actually got my last badge. I got a photon sphere. I could grind 10 badges again and get another one. I already have the Green Hill and Skyly. I have duplicates of those. What I might do is get a third badge to get 10 photon drops. And that can be literally any badge, except Green Hill and Skyly. I can also grind 3 badges to get 30 photon drops, which is a pretty good deal. I might do that. 3 badges is not super difficult. I could definitely do that, and I could definitely get those PDs. And I would definitely appreciate having more of them. The problem with the crutch with the Stand Fierce cancel is that doing it into a flash kick motion is pretty, like, restrictive. Because the activation range of Close Fierce is very close. So basically being able to do Close Fierce into... being able to get charge and then do Close Fierce into flash kick basically never happens except for punishing like supers. And if you can do that, you can almost always just do Crouch Fierce into flash kick instead. Which is a lot easier and a lot more universal. Probably is better corner carry too. It's definitely... it might be stronger. Remy actually doesn't use cancels very often. Weird as it is to say. He's got like decent cancelable normals, but the options he has to cancel into are kind of bad. And the limits on his movement are annoying. He doesn't have any knee shot equivalent. He can't like move forward while charging. That would actually be immensely helpful to his game. That was a punish, but he had no cancel that was going to combo. Not even super, I don't think. Remy usually links into his super. For his punishes, he often gets Crouch Fierce, which doesn't have a cancel in it. Hasn't been a cancel in this round yet. Still none. From Remy, that is. That was a cancel. You don't see that one very often. Low strong, spaced low strong into cold blue kick. That was a cancel too. Got interrupted. And then another one. Cancels into sonic booms. That's the most common one. Counting Remy's cancels. None yet. It's not a lack of cancelable normals, this one. There's another. It's more of a lack of charge in neutral. There's another. And the fact that his only non-charge move is not useful to cancel into in most instances. Neat. That was an easy parry, I think. Well, it wasn't easy. That's a hard parry post-freeze if you're getting hit by the early hits, but Urian wasn't. So I think he had a decent window, probably like 4 frames to get that first parry. And then once you get the first one, it's not so hard. But it's still like you could mess up pretty easily. Bit strong of me to say it's easy. It's definitely not easy. It's very attainable by anyone though. Alright, you have 10 seconds to think of the worst new Smash character. I don't know if there's a single good rep for Dragon Quest. That's the problem. Loto is probably the best one. But like, people in America won't know who the fuck Loto is. Interesting anti-air. Dr. Rowan. That would be bad. A human from Pokemon would be very bad. Detective Pikachu, and it's a Pikachu Echo. What do you guys think of that idea? And it literally could have been an alt, but it's not. Nice. That was a whole cancel string. You usually see Remy's pick Super 1 in this matchup. Dr. Luigi, I'm down with this. An Echo in general would be one of the worst ideas. I hope they never make an Echo for a fucking DLC character. Like they did with fucking Roy or whatever. Crom. Maybe we can have a 4th me character. Let's get a stretchy me. It's like the Dawson function. It should be the main character of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. That would probably cause the biggest shitstorm. It should be a Goomba. No, it should be an Octorok. Fawful? That would actually be good. Nice. Super good whip finish. If you mage, I understand why you want that, but I just want you to know that you don't actually want that. Just take Robin. Robin has all the spells. You can use fucking Elwind and shit. He even uses 11 sword that uses magic, I think, instead of strength. An advanced wars rep who? Don't say Andy. Vivi would actually be a good one. I don't think anyone would complain if Vivi got put in. Sturm. Reminder that Sturm is dead. Reminder that people die non-stop in the Fire Emblem, in the Advance Wars universe. Remy is like the most glorious case of it'll never happen. Imagine the tears if it was Minecraft Steve. Reimu's the main character of the Toho project, which is a bunch of shmups made by some Japanese guy. Yeah, 2 fighting games, I think. Ooh, look at that. That only works if you get the towards Fierce throwing the opponent into the corner. But I think it can be either the front or back hit. Ooh. Tominaga. Just did his Tominaga thing. Bunbolt is forgettable. Rather have Sturm. Tails would be okay. I'd rather have Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. Tokido, Sean. I found it immediately. This is like... I don't know if this is the whole thing. I think it was like a 30-minute thing. But I just found a 9-minute video. Fucking flashback, looking at Gamers Vision videos. When's the last time Gamers Vision uploaded a video? Oh, that's... I didn't need to see that. It says 10 years ago. I, like, didn't need to see that. I used to watch all the new videos from this fucking channel. My last upload was 10 years ago. I've been watching videos on YouTube since 2006. Maybe even 2005. So here's fucking none other than Tokido Sean fighting Totori's Alex. Fucking this is Tokido. This is before he did any SF4 stuff. This is before SF4 was out. This is fucking... This is prime Tokido right here. This is young boy Tokido. The ball. There's a Room was great. And it was like, even though the story was cliched, they had some fun with it. Like, what's her face, Isabel? I don't remember her name. The fucking girl with the blue hair. When the scene where they're naming her, and she like picks a flower. Oh my god. I remember watching that when this video just came out. The MC Jump EXDP. Anyway, she like asks the name of it's like generic as fuck to have a blue-haired fucking whatever. Who's actually like fucking I don't want to spoil. But she's like the most generic anime character imaginable. Nice, escape the corner. Tokido like clearly knows what he's doing with Sean. That's the best part. He's fucked around with this character before. This is not a nowhere. This is the only time he's pulled it out in any sort of event that I can think of. Anyway, she like picks a random flower and it's like, what's the name of this flower? And it was like fucking... we got like the scientific name of the flower and it was like something really weird and then a girl's name. Which was like Isabel or whatever. Or like Bella, I don't fucking remember. And she heard the full name of the flower and she's like, oh, I like that. That's gonna be my name. And she picked like the super weird word. She picked the one that wasn't the girl's name. And then everyone was like, no, 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 you should just go by the other one. And she's like, okay. What's her name? Lynn was super, super good in that game. The mayor was good too. And the fucking, the pilot guy. All the characters were tropes, but they were done well. And Lynn was, I don't know. She was a really cool trope that you don't see often. Or Rin? I don't remember her name. Days of Rome was the best Fire Emblem game, and it also sold the most. It's a shame that it gets as much hate as it does. It sold like generously more than the other three. I recently saw all the redesigns of Advance Wars characters. Almost every single character was redesigned between the Japanese and American version. I shouldn't say almost every, but a lot of them. I thought Konde was like, hey, look, we're Japanese. But when I saw like his original design in the Japanese version, I was like, fuck. Even more Japanese. Using Sean's better features perfectly. He's treating him like a bad kid. I think Hitler would probably be my absolute favorite Smash character. If they added literally anyone to Smash. Adolf Hitler would be an extremely solid choice. And then it's like, oh yeah, Adolf Hitler, he was in Wolfenstein 3D on the Super Nintendo. This is how you play Third Strike, guys. Get full screen and whiff attacks. Oh wait, there actually might be some nonsense going on. Wait, are they playing? Yeah, I think they were just fucking with each other a little bit. I don't know, I can't tell. I think Totori's a little pissed that all this shit's happening. I don't know how to make the basketball whiff. No, never mind, that's definitely not a match. Maybe pick the wrong color. He picked Super 1, did he want Super 3? Oh, he still picked Super 1. Picked the wrong color. Maybe he wasn't ready. There was a button check on arcade hardware. That was delayed. That was like early close fierce. They came out as close fierce, but Sean just beat it. I think people won't be that surprised if there's a Dragon Quest character reveal. I think there's not much to do with a monster from Dragon Quest. So it would have to be like a human. And if it was a human, it would either have to be someone from Dragon Quest 11, which people had seen, or it would have to be like Loto. There aren't that many super recognizable Dragon Quest characters in the West. There are almost none. There basically are none. Yangus is one of the most readily recognizable ones, actually. Carver never ever. Carver's like the worst character in his own game. I don't want Carver. Carver's fine, I like him. He's just a proto-Yangus. He's Yangus, but not as much of a freak. Groose is revealed alongside Skyward Sword HD. If the combat in Skyward Sword was more fun, I might actually like the game. But it was like woefully unfun. I literally avoided all enemies. Nice, that was like his only confirm from that high connect, that far connect, this is say jump run house. I never got the true ending of Dragon Quest 8. I feel kind of bad about that. Game's still installed, I could just get it whenever. Game's not installed per se at all. Hold up. This actually just starts here, midway through this match. Zeku landing a VT2. If they were going to put a Zelda character in, my guess would be someone from Breath of the Wild. But I don't know who that would be because I didn't even play the game. Yes, I play on Shutdown. You might not have guessed, but I'm quite the Pokemon fan. Usually OU. Sometimes EU and Ubers. I think they should add a new character that's Louis from Pikmin. But instead of him being the size of Olimar, he's Louis' cannon size of about like 1 inch or whatever. That's my favorite thing about the Pikmin lore. Is that Olimar is like 1 inch tall. Oh, I like that. Dweevil Louis. That's actually super cool. Was he controlling it or was it controlling him? Pikmin is actually extremely high quality and deserves love and games. That being said, I never played Pikmin 3. It's probably hella cheap. This is probably my prime time to... Ooh, look at that. The skills, I think. This is probably my prime chance to get Wii U games. This is probably around the cheapest they'll ever be. Yo-yo helper. His name is Jim. The guy who rolls the ball. It's the prince of all the cosmos. Where's all their PP? Those are some low numbers. So is there a tournament in this footage, or is it just random archive footage? Good lord, this is actually just an idle screen. With demo reels. Okay, I appear to have found an actual match. I had to get an hour in to find actual footage of players playing. You don't like the way that Japanese people name their video games? I don't know why the culture of naming stuff is so weird in Japan. It's because they have two languages that they fucking... It's very common to use English in titles. And, you know, the typical Japanese grasp of English is more use cool words than say something sensical. So you get games with names like Under Night In Birth EXE Latest. Let's get Boney. EX plus Alpha is a great name as far as I'm concerned, but it's definitely very Japanese. The only way to make it more Japanese would be to call it EX plus Alpha S, which would actually be a great game name. Sick whiff punish. Imagine using Bison's Blast to nullify a fireball when you could just eat it with a fucking V skill. And get a more useful meter. And more of it. And get a cool fireball. Sagat is not impossible, but I wouldn't call it a good pick. Chun-Li would be much better. Chun-Li is a serious candidate for most recognizable fighting game character. Despite the fact that, I don't know. I don't know if I'd call Street Fighter characters that recognizable. Zangief definitely is. But even Guile, I like, you know, compared to like Scorpion or even fucking Jin. If they put Heihachi in, I could have Heihachi fight Ryu, and I could pretend I was playing Tekken Cross Street Fighter. There was like a teeny tiny bit of news about that. It was like, yeah, we're still working on it, and also more of it's done than last time you asked. Basically. They said they want to focus on it when they were done with Tekken 7, but now, like... Now Tekken 7 is, like, done, right? Or are they still making Tekken 7 DLC characters? Once they announced Negan, he's already out, I think, right? You can play as Negan already. Once they announced Negan, I was like, this is it. If this isn't the last character, I don't know who is. What if all of Season 3 Tekken 7 was just Walking Dead characters? How would you guys feel about that? They just had a Walking Dead season. And instead of Tekken 8, they announced Walking Dead 8. Jon Snow would be funny. Jimmy Neutron would be fucking rib-crushing funny. I didn't realize that Jimmy Neutron's the Tekken character I've always wanted. I want Jimmy Neutron in, like, Dead or Alive. I don't even want Jimmy, I want Hugh. I want Carl Weezer. Oh, how'd you drop that? A real person? I didn't even think about that. Reminded that Sheen had his own spin-off show. And I think it got cancelled after like one season. Magneto would actually be a hype as fuck reveal. Oh, I went too far. That was a quick rematch. No, it's... Oh yeah, it's a rematch. I would appreciate if Sagat had a link out of that towards medium kick. Always having a link is too much, never having a link is too little. Or rather, only having a link on counter hit is too little. He needs like a link into a shittier conversion, but I can't think of how they could possibly do that. Because if he gets a jab, then he automatically gets an uppercut. Potentially a super. Tell you, good shot. Watching SF5 makes me want to play SF5. Very nice. Painting stalking. How about just like an actual porn actress? As a punish, you could have trigger canceled on reaction. You could trigger cancel that either. No, I'm not going to restream the Nintendo thing, and I'm surprised so many people are asking. That's like not something I would ever do. It's not fighting games. It might be like Smash fighting games, but you know, I'm not really an announcement kind of guy anyway. Whoa, Snake, I want that. The thinking emoji. That's definitely the emoji I would choose for Smash. If I was going to put one emoji into the game. Ooh, the host. The manual host. Egg in pan. Is this some obscure character I don't know about, or is it a literal egg in a literal pan? Oh, it's an emoji. That's a good one, too. I didn't know about that emoji. But now I'm looking at it, I like it a lot. Nice pickup. If Sagat's walk speed wasn't so shit, that Shimi would be a lot scarier. Autocorrect while you're in the corner is so difficult. IS Jotaro. Jotaro for Smash. If I was gonna put any Jotaro or any JoJo character into a fighting game, it would definitely be Dio. Even if he stopped time, that would only barely be different from, like, Peach's. Wow. Was that to catch a failed punish? I've never seen a Bison do that. Arcade's letting you go to training mode instead of versus mode between matches is so cool. I wonder when it wears off. It's a fucking Ryu. I wonder if Ryu's still coming online. I feel like I still run into him a little bit. Or I was, rather, when I was playing online. Feels like Ryu's almost dead at tournaments. Don't even see him in pools that much. You saw a decent distribution of the Shotos in SF4. Even though Evil Ryu was considered to be a very similar but better Ryu. You saw Evil Ryu, Ken, and Akuma. So it's kind of weird in this game when Ryu and Akuma are a bit more distinct. There's an even bigger emphasis on why would you play Ryu if you could play Akuma. When they made Akuma's Ultras, they were incredibly hard to land, but incredibly damaging. Or rather, it's Ultra 1. Well, I guess it's Ultra 2 as well. But Ultra 2 they made, you know, they gave an easier way to land and made it less damaging even from the nanosecond they added it. But people got better and better at landing as Ultra 1, so they removed like setups and also lowered the damage anyway. I would actually be happy with Arizona. I haven't slept yet. Ooh. We were spoiled in Season 1 where there were Ryus everywhere in tournaments. We were spoiled by Tokido's Ryu. It's a shame because I think Ryu has actually had some changes to make him more interesting. But you don't see him as much. Obviously the donkey kick makes him a bit more dynamic. And the second trigger as well, I guess. But now all the talent is out of Ryu. There's like no notable Ryu player. Oof. Ryu has some really cool min-maxy things he can do with this parry that no other character can do. I shouldn't say no other character, but like most other characters can't do most of the time. Like Alex with his V-trigger one can do it. It's a nice buffer. It'd be nice to see Daigo playing Ryu again. But then again, Guile's nice too, and everyone seems to have mostly dropped Guile. Which is a shame because I think he's still quite strong. I don't know where I'd put him tier-wise. He might be top 5. He's a lot of characters' worst matchup, I feel. Which has to count for something. The game's in it's in a pretty balanced state right now. Why isn't the chat moving? Someone say penis. Remember being in high school and playing the penis game? I wonder if they play the penis game in other countries. In other languages is what I meant to say. Sakura-chan. I watched the Alpha 2 tournament and I didn't realize that Rose's Alpha counter in Alpha 2 was the inspiration for her parry in Omega. But it's so obvious. They regrounds you for a link to low strong just like SF4 Omega. I recognize that. Sakura-kan. Ikimasu. Oof. Scout's default is great. Sakura's default is pretty great too. It was brave of them. So easily they could have just kept Sakura as a schoolgirl. It took balls to age her. I like the reimagining. Uppercut? That works there. You get a light uppercut there. Surprised he didn't go for it. Maybe he doesn't know. EX uppercut works too. Mid-air connect of any Tatsu leads to uppercut. It's actually safe to drop too. The light uppercut whiffs that quickly. Most tier lists put her at number 1 back when I looked, which was years and years and years ago. I don't know if she's actually number 1 or if she's just the most hated character a la Chun-Li, SF3. Too far away. You had to land and go straight into back fierce. I'm in that scenario every now and then, and I always see it after the fact. I'm like, I don't have a link from this stand strong if I land it like this. Diamond stand short. Excuse me. Very nice. Don't spend anything. Oof. Scott banked his life on that one. I don't know if I've ever played a game where custom combos were fair. The closest is definitely Street Fighter EX, where they're one of many uses for meter. And they're maybe the best one, but also they're definitely the hardest to use. And they're not way better than other ways to use meter. And they're not busted in neutral. That's like the key. Custom combos are usually, they like to design them for combos and then they end up being busted in neutral too. Ironically, Gene and Seiyembu are both just as busted in SF4 in neutral. But since you're betting all your meter on like, since super meter is so precious, doing your super neutral and not even confirming any damage is just, you know, it's not worth it. Bread in the hand, etc. Even though it's busted. Oof. Oh, he didn't cancel. I fucked that up once in a blue moon. Backdash. And to jump forward. Oh, was that a failed? Oh, the lag? This is an online setup. I mean, an offline setup. But Sagat missed the punish too, and it staggered. What happened there? Sakura activated King Crimson. And Sagat lost the fucking time where he got the punish. Time has been erased. Hi. We got another super long period of nothing. Good fucking lord. Nothing but the demo reel for the whole rest of the video. Just fucking SF5 type arcade in attract mode for fucking 4 hours. I guess we finished this video. The comments better comment on that. No one wants to watch 3 hours of attract mode. Huh. Please hold. And my recommended is a TAS of Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now that's my kind of video. And L versus Inoue. Kazu Inoue. Kazu no Ko. Is that his actual name? I don't know if Kazu's a name. Inoue is, I think, a first name. It's a super weird one. Or maybe it's a last name. Last name would make a lot more sense because it's geographical. It's definitely got the structure of a last name. I'm subbed to AIM. I used to watch a lot of the kind of like weirder ones. Not weirder, but like I like the small. I like the grassroots Pokemon community a lot more than I like the fucking Shofus and the Marilyns. But all of them stopped. There was one guy called Sunkern's Laboratory who was like friends with me on YouTube. You know who is like above the well? Aw. Didn't even get any momentum out of it. Oh, the TC whiffed. He had to cancel that straight away. Who would have ever known? Aw, wake up demon. That's a lot of meter to spend. But, you know, sometimes you got no choice. Oh, I thought I was gonna kill. Jump light kick for the extra wide cross up hitbox. You know it has like too many vowels in it. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Japanese words are theoretically, what's the word? Ooh, nice dodge. that was an Ikinaga. Weird. The medium Ikinaga is a lot better for that sort of thing than the light one, but he shouldn't have Ikinaga'd anyway. He was probably buffering it into a cancel just to get the approach and the surprise, the shock value, but then the V-Trigger activation he decided not to cancel. That's like certainly... Phonetic was the word I was looking for. I think. You can just look at the word and know how it's pronounced just by looking at it. Oof. But every now and then with certain vowel combinations, it gets kind of weird. Also, there's some words where they like don't pronounce the U, and some where they do. I would have taken the neutral jump if it was me. No, Roundhouse was probably better. That was a nice conversion, actually. The walk forward, send strong uppercut. It's over. This is what I do when I get into bed every day. I get YouTube on my phone and I watch these. There are plenty of videos I watch. Depends on my mood. But SF5 match videos are just fine. I don't need no commentary. I just need 2 skilled players and I'm entertained. That air V skill is pretty weird. Makes me sad there aren't more air V skills. Oof. Could have been better. Very nice. He could have been giving a speech there, maybe. It's funny because I can use my own videos as my bed fodder. He's alive! It's great when I watch my videos because I like watch it and then I think something and then the me on the screen says exactly what I was thinking. Satisfying. Nice punish. That's not hard to punish, but damn if Q is left, G is left far away. This costume just threw me for a loop. Neat. Is that jump strong? I think it is. Doesn't he have an air TC with that? I haven't thought about that in a while. I like that they're having more fun in SF5 with air normals than any other Street Fighter. It's always been a kind of silly thing, is the way that how standardized the air normals are. You got 6 of them, and almost invariably every character has 4 useless ones. Or maybe 3 useless ones, depending on whether or not their jump fierce is okay. Depending on how similar the jump fierce is to the jump run us, because almost always they're nearly interchangeable. Sometimes you get one that's a bit more forward and one that's a bit more down, and of course you then have a use for both. But other times you have air normals where they're both equally forward, but one goes a bit more down. And that's just silly. There's a ton of characters with a good jump medium punch in this game, which was like a meme move in all of SF3 and most of SF4. There were like an okay number of good jump strongs. In SF4. Ryu and Goken and Juri. Viper was kind of notable because she had like 6 good air normals, which was kind of weird. Jump run us for sure. Jump fierce a bit. Jump light kick for the cancelability. Jump medium kick for the cross up. Jump hard kick at a cross up too, I think. Senor card gauge. I want him. Not even strong bad would happen. Senor card gauge would be like a cosmic joke. This probably will chip. Whew. Ryu's jump strong is not that good in third strike. It's kind of cool in certain matchups where the opponent's got a big old body and is likely to be jumping, just to mix him up and make him parry twice. Makoto and Hugo come to mind, I guess. Characters who jump a lot with big old bodies. I can't even picture Urian's jump strong. Hola. Unfortunately, getting an air parry at all with Oro eats your jump. Also, if you're neutral jumping, it puts you in a forward jump state, so you can't get neutral jump roundhouse, which is probably his single best air normal. But that's like not a huge issue. Forward jump medium kick is a serious candidate for the best air normal, but it has the small disadvantage of having next to no hit stun. No anti-air. I can't imagine if G uses air V skill to bait Bison anti-air crouch fierce that that's in any way good for G. I would think Bison would recover first, or at least about the same time. You'd also have to do it super early. Oh, was it deliberate? This won't kill. He doesn't have the super. Got pretty close to getting it. Nice. Didn't combo. I think that stand jab counter hit into low forward can combo. He might not have got a counter hit stand jab. It might have been only the low forward that got the counter hit. I saw footage of EO uploaded to this channel recently, and I was like, fuck, some things never change. In the very beginning of SF4, the two super good Japanese Dalsims were EO and YHC Mochi. And now we're like deep into SF5's lifespan, and they're like both still grinding Sim. SF5 seems to be pretty kind to Sim. I think it made him kind of more interesting. And I thought he was interesting in SF4. And he's functional anyway. Hard to call his tier. Sim players are definitely loyal. It's because there's no one like Sim. This character right here is the closest. Ooh. God bless Sako. Oh. I would have bounced that back. If it was me. Ooh. Scary. That's minus. The low one is plus. I want to say the other two are unsafe, but don't quote me. Ooh, there was no drill that could save him there. The back jump was a mistake. He had to neutral jump. Or like block it. Yeah, EX, I think EX straight orb is minus, but I don't know if it's unsafe. EX low is like plus a lot. They all have different frame data. Same with the regular orb tosses, which is kind of annoying to remember. Yeah, the high is safe normally if you actually block it, I think, and you can use that for her force stands, or like the force stand frames on Wake Up. But like no Minot would ever do that. But like theoretically you could. You could get next to someone on Wake Up and do the EX up ball. And they're forced to block it, and they'd probably treat it. Well, I don't know. It depends. I don't know. Everyone would do something different there, I feel. But if they treat it like it's unsafe and it's safe, maybe you can bait out a reversal of some variety, or an unsafe starter. The problem is most starters aren't unsafe in this game in that way. Ooh, it's not enough though. That was enough. Choke artist right there. I thought they made all the overhits reactable. I just said they should add a stretchy me to Smash. Maybe you weren't here for that. That was my joke candidate for the next Smash character announced today or whatever. EX high is -9. Snore. See, I thought they were both pretty minus. Superstar Ultra is a based game. Did I stream that one or did I not? I think I did. I don't remember. I don't even remember if I've streamed Superstar. Ooh, got that low one. That was a meaty. Weird. It's funny because Kirby actually has a fighting game now. And also it's just Smash. Ah, that sounds like me. Superstar Ultra has cuter graphics. I appreciate that. Kirby is very cute. I'm really nostalgic for the fucking Superstar Kirby, and even I can acknowledge that Superstar Ultra Kirby looks fucking fantastic. Better. He just looks better. I think it's the Kirby used in, what's that game? Amazing Mirror. Onwards. Lit. Is it only one video? God damn it, this is literally me. I wonder if you saw mine and was inspired. Probably not. The added content for Superstar Ultra is kind of cool. They have some bonus bosses. It's, I think, the first appearance of Galactica Knight. Right? Meta Knight's this super weird character because he's already, like, stronger evil Kirby. But there's, like, 3 stronger evil versions of him. Minato. Mass DDD, I think I remember killing him before he could even do anything. There was also Wham Bam Jewel. Anyway, you've got Shadow Meta Knight, who's just like Meta Knight from the Mirror World. And he's like the fucking goateed version of Meta Knight, basically. But you've also got Galactica Knight, who has, from what I can tell, no relation to Meta Knight whatsoever. And then you've also got Morpho Knight, I guess, who I only kind of know exists. Galacta Knight, is that it? He's Meta Knight's wish. Fight the strongest person in the universe or whatever. It'd be cool if that actually threw into the fireball. If this was SF3 engine, it would actually do that. But Dawson would have too few opportunities for stuff like that, so it's not a big deal. That's like one of the first times I've even seen it in a scenario where it would work if it was programmed for the game. Galactonite in that context is very similar to what's his name? Nocturnus from Dragon Quest VI. It's like there's no one strong enough. Make someone strong enough. Even if we've got to find someone intensely powerful from another dimension. Nova is only ever referred to as Nova in Superstar. But in Superstar Ultra, he's expressly referred to as A Nova, which was a very interesting change, which was later confirmed in more recent Kirby games. There are other Novas floating around. Nova is actually genuinely my favorite Eldritch thing in all media. He's a different kind of Eldritch, because he's a different kind of scary. He's not like designed to spook you. He's basically a weapon from like FF7 or whatever. Ancient technology that's beyond our comprehension and can do things that are basically magic. I guess that was just an implicit part of Marx's wish that had Nova serving him, because he seemed to be a neutral force before that. It's kind of like the genie in Aladdin. It's like he can do a lot of different magic, all in the service of granting your one single wish. It's not like fucking boom poof done. In popular culture, 3-wish genies are just like, you know, snap your fingers and the wish is already over. It's like, what's your next wish, master? But in Aladdin, the genie really treated it more like goals. It's like, okay, let me help you work on this. That works, doesn't it? Or does it? I feel like I've seen that work. Definitely the air one works, and the air one would have killed. So it's likely that he wanted the air one there. Yeah, he just got the ground one, didn't get the jump. Or is the air one on kick and the ground one is on punch? I don't fucking remember. Kirby gets matched against some pretty creepy things. Kirby himself is maybe an Eldritch thing. He's just a baby Eldritch thing. And maybe benevolent. It's more like we don't really have a good download on fucking Kirby's morality. He seems to be good. He's got a very childlike understanding of everything, though. He's like entirely self-serving. And that happens to be benevolent most of the time. Because he wants to just fucking be in peace. He wants to fucking eat and sleep, and that's all. I've always wondered when Kirby, I think I said this when I was playing it, but I've always wondered when Kirby's destroying the blade ship or whatever, the halberd ship. Blade ship is my RPG. When he's destroying the halberd in Revenge of Enda Knight, he literally goes around the ship and destroys every individual piece of it. And there's like an implicit, like, either he's having a tantrum and making a point to like literally utterly fuck this thing, or he's like stupid and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's like, fucking, I'm gonna destroy it piece by piece until it stops working. And I've always wondered which it's supposed to be, or if it's supposed to be both of them. Or if they just weren't even thinking about it. I love that juggle. It's a very cool change to give him this medium normal juggle potential. Do they acknowledge that in the lore? I don't remember. Fucking Meta Nightmare making you replay fucking the entire game. Granted, it's not a long game. You can beat it 100% in a few hours. Playthrough is so good. He really sells Cody. I was always weirded out in Revenge of Enda Knight, the fucking little portraits of the characters talking. And whenever you would fight Meta Knight's forces, ooh, look at that. I don't know if that was a cross-up or not. I think it wasn't, but it might have been. Hi. Oh, I was gonna say Kami should be looking for a drill, and then he did it, and it didn't work. Everyone respects Cody's rock toss so much. But even if he, like, immediately swings the pipe and hits the rock going forward, like, a lot of characters can interrupt that. Gamerby was one of the most vocally against this game among the pros. He was, like, up there with Mike Ross as a SF5 hater. He, like, didn't play the game at all for fucking years. And I think recently he was like, I don't like the game still, but I like being a pro player. It was like something like that. I don't even think he like came around based on the various updates. I don't think he was expressly anti-SF5. He might have just been implicitly anti-SF5. He said something along the lines of like the expectations on pro players are so high to like do their best even if they don't like the game. It was like something like that. That combined with him not playing is just like, well, he hates SF5. Who can blame him? Where's Adon? Yeah. Still not Mike Ross levels of hating this game. SF5 is the worst game I've ever played in my life. To me, those are always so obvious, but I think I would get hit a lot. Nice. Cammy can DP through that, I'm sure. But Cody's only minus, I think, 3 after the swing, which is a super weird number to be minus in this game. I'm not going to say whether SF5 is good or bad. I think there are certainly a lot of places where it fails, although I've always been vocally... I like it, and I don't hide that I like it. But whether I like it and whether it's a good game are kind of different questions. I feel like so many characters are better and so many characters are worse. But I will say that the reaction to SF5 from the SF4 community is almost identical to the reaction to SF4 from the SF3 community. I don't think it's as hard to say anymore that you like SF5. Most of the people who are vocally against it already gave it up fucking years ago, so they don't care anymore. Nice. Cammy gets full damage out of that. A lot of characters are just forced to use their, a single hit of their anti-air or whatever. Or just a raw super even. Most characters can use super as an anti-air. Almost all of them actually. Pretty much everyone except the grab super characters. But Cammy actually gets her full DP into her full super. Which is kind of rare. That jab was intended to be a target combo, but Gamerby wisely did not quick stand, and then fucking Poifru was weirded the hell out. I don't know if we can really say that history's been kind to SF4, since it literally like fell off the map, then in a second there was a replacement. People definitely will remember it as the game that temporarily saved fighting games. But I don't even hear people say nice things about it these days. Which is kind of weird because most people seem to like it back then. I was scared that wouldn't kill. Wonder if we had a pipe swing there. Yeah, but I'm the only one, and I'm doing it years later. And also, that's not even Ultra. I'm like the only person. I'm literally one of the only people who gave a shit about Omega in any way. And even that's true even when it was popular, even when it was new. Ooh. Cammy's -4, I think, still. Or is it -6? I want to say -4. After that V-reverse. But if she does it when you're point blank, it's really hard to get a 4-frame normal to hit. There's a very standard range for most 4-frame attacks in this game, with the exception of a few supers. Like even the really big 4-frame normals, like Sakura stand short, Zangief crutch jab, will struggle to hit Cammy from that far away. Is it -6? I thought that was our version, but I couldn't remember. It was -4, and then they made it -6, and then I didn't remember if they made it back. Or maybe, no, it went to -8, and then it went to -6. That's right, isn't it? I don't remember. Shit. Sakura used to stand short either way. Whoa, it started as -8 and then went to -4 and then went to -6. I got it backwards. Fuck Cammy. I just know I hit stand short. Sakura's 4-frame normal goes further than any of her 6-frame normals. And reliability is the most important thing there. I think getting exactly one character in a whole year's probably spelling the end of this game's life cycle. I would say it's over if Kage didn't even come out. But Kage throws a fucking wrench into the mix just a little bit. But still one character in January between 2 fucking August tournaments. Nice dodge. Very nice. He saw the normal was already coming out and just parried it. Very smart. People treat Kage like he's shit. Even if he's the worst character in the game, he's not that bad. Nothing joking about him. If he was trash, we wouldn't have had that month where everyone thought he was good. Oof. I think in general people don't, I like his design. I think it's better than Evil Ryu. I think it's a lot better than Evil Ryu. I'll even go as far as to say I think it's a lot better than Nikali. It's not the character I would have put in. Why the fuck did Oni glow? They have news about Street Fighter, but we don't know it's news about SF5. That's all I'm going to say. I would not be even a little bit surprised if they announced an SF5 successor at EVO. That would make a lot of sense out of this year of silence if they were just working on the next game. And I guess it's possible that it's not even Street Fighter, but some entirely different thing. Oh, in that case, maybe it is new characters. It's plus, I think. +1 or something. Ooh. Sakura is EX Fireball and a cornered opponent is +1. I want to say Ken's is too, but I could be wrong. Ken might be +2 even. I think there was an announcement by someone at Capcom that was like, people won't believe us if they knew if we said what we were working on. It was something like that. Really makes me wonder what they're doing right now. That could be SF6. It could be Capcom versus Capcom. It could be a revival of one of their long dead series. It could be like, here's Power Stone 3 and it's a traditional fighting game. Or whatever. Here's Rival Schools. Here's Darkstalkers 4. Heritage to the Future 2, sure. It like could be something like that. It's very real. Possibility. Ryu from Breath of Fire literally didn't make it because of his name. I think they said exactly that. Sad. Did someone say Kage? Terminator? What do we get, like the T-800 and the T-1000? I just want Wolverine, damn it. I think Kage players say this isn't that bad. But don't quote me on why. A reliable anti-air is good in this matchup anyway, and Kage has that at least. Oof. Ooh, he's got that too. Kami's uppercut will just kill that though. Especially the light one. Yeah? You liking it? I've beaten FF9 several times. I think it's great for a first play. If you've like never played a Final Fantasy game before, it's quite a good one. And even if you have, it's quite a good one. This kill? I think so. Whew. Yeah, the items teaching skills is a very good mechanic. They brought that back for Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. And also Beatrix is a war criminal. FF9 is probably the single hardest FF game to break. You're basically playing by the game's rules. There's not a whole lot of creativity to the battle system. Ooh. Yeah, it's a lot more of a return to form. You get access to a skill once the game gives you like the weapon. The most overtly way that FF9 is breakable off the top of my head is that if you get too deep into Chocobo Hot and Cold, there's like a bug, first of all, that you can use Chocobo Hot and Cold to get to certain continents early, which allows you to like sequence break the game. But even disregarding that, you can get some very endgame gear playing Chocobo Hot and Cold. And you can get it remarkably early. You can get it in like Disc 1. And in Final Fantasy IX, your stats are probably about 90% gear, 10% level. So like having an endgame gear character is like having like a fucking level 90 character in like another fighting in another RPG. If you know what I mean. That's also how they have like low-level runs of FF9. It's because gear is a lot more important. FF9 is like the king of missable stuff. It's almost like they tried to make a game where you couldn't get everything. I did look at the FF7 remake stuff. But I answered that already. I thought it, but I don't know if I said it. FF9 has, in particular, an item that gets locked off based on time. And there's a lot of items that are missable that basically do nothing. Like the King of Jump Rope or the entire coffee subquest. Yeah, you have to get to literally like the second to last room of the game in 10 hours, or 12 hours, rather, in order to get that weapon. I don't know about Vesperia missables. I like when games have subtle ways of sneaking items you missed back into the game. FF12 had that really hard. FF Tactics to a smaller degree. In FF Tactics, there were a lot of missable weapons, but if you got to a high enough level, enemy thieves would throw those weapons at you. So you could, like, get another Chiriji Rodden or whatever if you missed it. Or if you broke it. To be more accurate. One-of-a-kind katana. Fucking has a skill associated with it that has like a 1/8 chance of breaking your katana. And it's the strongest katana in the game. FF12 Zodiac Age, I'm not even sure if it has a missable item at all. In IZJS, the only missable items, or there were only two one-of-a-kind items. And they were the Mithril Sword and Mithril Blade, which were both very forgettable. You start with them, you sell them, you can't get other ones. Technically you can get another Mithril Sword, but it was like a fucking 1 in a million from one of the super bosses. The original FF12 had, I think, some perma-missables. There's a decent number of items in FF12 that are not, like, you can't miss them, but once you get them, if you like drop or sell them, they're gone forever. That happens quite frequently. With the Bazaar system, if you like lose the item, it doesn't get re-entered into the Bazaar. But even then, with Zodiac Age, I think you can just get the item back by doing trial mode, because almost every item can be obtained in trial mode. And they carry over to the base game now. I bet he had Sin Short there. Unless Sermonos. That was so close. Surprised he didn't take it. A lot of damage there, that's nice. This is a comeback. This could easily happen. I was gonna say, it's hard for him to win without super though. He needed like 3 openings. Or 1 super opening. Nothing's new. Yeah, FF12 had that really strongly. Everyone like quit their playthrough once they found out they missed the Zodiac Spear, and I always thought that was kind of weird. Because it's like, you're like balanced to the game, and if you get the Zodiac Spear, you're busted. It's not like you need it. It's literally like an Easter egg item. You're also not locked out of it if you don't get the free chest for it. You can just get more of them, even in the original version. In fact, it's not even hard. You have to get a 10% chest spawn, which is really not that rare. And then you have a 10% chance of getting, or a 1 in 100 chance of getting the right item at the chest, but of course that was manipulation. Which if you're looking up where fucking items are online, you might as well be using shit like manipulation. I don't think people like missing stuff, but I'm just saying it's not even technically missable. You can get an infinite number of them in every version of the game. I've personally seen videos of people with 99 Zodiac Spheres. That's it, that's FF12. But you don't actually get locked out of it. You can just get a free one through a very specific series of events. It's actually 3 early game chests and 1 mid game chest. But it's literally like, it's like part of a like replay the game kind of puzzle. And people get pissed they didn't find it on the first play. Cave Story does the same thing. The hint that, like, the way to solve the curly brace thing is supposed to be something the player gleams. He's going to charge it. Cool. How often do you see that? It's supposed to be something the player gleams from how the storyline plays out in the first playthrough. But invariably, people just either look up initially or find out that they missed the secret ending in their first playthrough of Cave Story. And they just either quit or restart the game, and it's just like, no, you're supposed to figure it out by yourself, and even if you don't, that's okay. But you can just get the regular ending that you were intended to get. I don't know. I kind of feel like the final level is weak, actually, if anything. It's like a giant difficulty spike, but it was supposed to be. But it feels, from a design standpoint, I feel like it's, it doesn't build up to the level that you're supposed to be at to get through it. Not that it's super hard. It just stands out compared to the entire rest of the game. Missing the booster is the first step. The booster 0.5 or whatever is a lot less fun than the booster 0.8 or whatever. The one that you can aim. I don't remember their names. I personally found that really stressful. I was glad that there was hidden content like that and a cool secret ending, and I did reach a point where I could get through fucking running hell without dying and actually beat the 2 bosses, and it was fun for that reason. But if it wasn't in the game at all, I wouldn't have thought it was like a worse game. It's kind of bullshit in a lot of different ways, to be honest. It's like he intended people not to find it, Pixel. Like getting the jump, you get a little bit of a hint that you can get the jump by yourself. But it's not just that. There's an item that's normally not there that's only there if you got the right booster, even though it has nothing to do with it. The tow cable is just there for no reason, and not there for no reason. And then even if you get Curly, you might just leave her in that fucking hut. And even if you get her and save her, you might just fucking leave her with her memory unrestored. And even if you get her and save her and fucking restore her memory, you might not go into that fucking hut where suddenly there's a hole. And even if you go into that hut with the hole, you might not notice that there's a hole there. The machine gun is like actually better than the Polar Star. A lot of people see that they like got the they missed out on the ultimate weapon, the upgraded Polar Star, and they're like, no, I fucked up my playthrough. But honestly, machine gun is like way better. No, it's the flying that really makes the machine gun better. The experience is icing on the cake. That you don't need experience for the Polar Star. Or not icing on the cake, but it's like, you know, it's not worth the loss of ability to fly. The air mobility you end up getting from the fucking machine gun, and it's strong as fuck. I wouldn't be surprised if you got higher DPS from the machine gun too, to be honest. Oh, Mochi using BT2. That's so weak. If you don't blow it up, it only does like 50 damage. I know they don't want you using it like that, but I really feel like it should be like 100 or 150. Dawson's damage is so pathetic. Ooh, cool. Lack of content. I think it's got a lot of content, especially if you play one of the later versions. It's got a lot of replay value. But there's like the boss rush and just challenge rooms too. I mostly use the Nemesis in the final area because it's so good at level 1. Even if you don't get the Nemesis, Curly uses the Nemesis so you can just have her shoot everyone. I don't replay games. You and I are opposites. I only replay games. What about like Binding of Isaac? You ever play that? I like the idea of you playing Binding of Isaac once. I'm just uninstalling. I don't remember how I think the first time I ever played Isaac, I got to Mom and then died. I've actually played Isaac almost not at all. One of my friends got it for me. Cave Story takes like a couple hours to beat, it's not long. I guess there are people out there who never watch a movie twice. But with video games, it's like the gameplay can be good too. Waste time? What's the quote for that? There's a cool quote. It's like time you enjoyed wasting is not wasted. Oof. Is this kill? It is. If you don't enjoy it, then fucking it doesn't matter how much time is being wasted. It'd be wasted time anyway. Doesn't matter that it fucking is repeated gameplay or whatever. The fact that it's a roguelike is irrelevant. Or rather, the fact that it's like fucking making you explore is irrelevant. Yeah, there's really not too much to explore by the time you're flying around. It's because they have to design the levels in a much different way. Are you saying it should drain more health? Because it does drain health. You gotta use the EX version though. It's kind of weird to call it a health drain when it's a meter drain. I agree that he should maybe get a bit more, though. What about Shang Tsung's forward throw? You guys see that shit? If you don't enjoy a game, you won't enjoy 100%ing a game. I think it goes without saying. The entire point of 100% is just to fucking get the most content you can out of the game. So I thought. Oh, he tried to reflect it and he didn't get it. Yeah, I haven't stopped doing MK11 stuff. I've slowed down a bit, certainly. I enjoyed getting the 100% content in most of the games I played because I enjoyed the games in general. Fang Poison taking meter would probably make it broken. It's too easy for Fang to poison you. He could just lock you out of Super forever. Instant air teleport as soon as he finished that previous teleport was a good play, I think. I guess that teleport's not even a great reply to run, because Abigail could theoretically do run grab and still grab you out of it. It's an unpleasant thought. You gotta do the teleport before he's close enough to grab you. Or you gotta do an instant air teleport, which could potentially get punched. In SF4 with similar, there weren't that many similar attacks as Abigail's run, but stuff like Abel's Breathless, etc. Some mix-up scenario where the opponent's coming at you. Teleport behind them would just be a hard counter. At least teleporting behind Alex VT1 is probably still a great move. It's funny because he can literally teleport behind you, but Dalsum is like the least how do you say? Yeah, least teleports behind character I can think of. Abby! Was that a punish? I think that medium kick is 10 frames. Hi, Candle. I did the leftovers video you probably saw. You might have also noticed the large number of jury videos that apparently came from nowhere. Yeah, it teleports behind you but doesn't cut you in half. Teleports behind you and does absolutely nothing to you. Remember when M. Bison had a teleport? It's whatever. He like didn't have that in old Street Fighters. SF4 might actually be the only game where he can teleport. Teleport in Alpha? Oh yeah, he does have a teleport in Alpha. Take it back. And Marvel. Technically he has a teleport in this game. Abigail's scary. I wonder who wins this matchup. I can't imagine it's 5-5. Too hard to balance right here. I'm not even really convinced there's someone out there who fully understands this matchup. Either an Abigail player or a Sim player. Like, there are matchups that are down to a science. But there's only like 2 good sims anyway. It's more than 2, but it's less than 20. This is January 27th, 2018. This was uploaded, so theoretically it's got Kage and everything. I think. Wasn't he January or was he Feb? I don't remember now. I feel like it might have been Feb. It's a mystery. Using BT2 like that, it works, but it's so weak. Oh yeah, this is 2018. Oh shit, this is ancient footage. I forgot what year we were in. I didn't even notice. This is February 2018. We're deep in the past with the broken Abigail. The best of Sako, Street Fighter. Kinda wanna click on that. I've been streaming for a little while now. 2 hours, 37 minutes, not that long. I'm about to go sleep though, because I don't know how much sleep I'm gonna get today. Because in about an hour's time, people are gonna come over to clean my carpet, and I don't know how loud it's gonna be. Theoretically, I have some earplugs here, but I don't know how easily I can sleep with earplugs in. I had plans to miss the Nintendo Direct all along. He really took a little short there instead of a back run house. Or crouch run house. I mean, fuck. Back fierce or crouch fierce. Neat. Super probably was good there. Super was definitely good there. Oh my. Caught pre-jump frames. It's possible that Tokido could have cancelled those pre-jump frames into a special move, and that special move could have been a teleport. I'm curious to know if he input that. If he was getting pre-jump frames right before the freeze. During the freeze, if he mashed DP plus fucking kicks or whatever. If he could have gotten the teleport. Oh, he had to cancel that straight away. Remember cheaper VT1 air fireball? Those are the days. Oh, I forgot how stupid this was. He probably didn't need to do that the way he did. He went for the instant overhead, but I think he had just DP for the stun, and then the super combo was going to kill. Even though he had a fuck high scaling, it was a super combo. That jab looks so weird when you're not doing the TC. The TC works on whiff, doesn't it? How did he get 3 fucking crotch jabs that fast without getting the TC? Damn, he had to confirm from that air fireball. I guess I'm gonna try and sleep in just a minute here. Probably won't even finish this video. It's the first to 5 and it's 1-0. Wow. Okay, no, I have to click on this. How do I watch that? That's way better. Daigo Ryu, remember these? I haven't seen Daigo Ryu in this game in forever. This is old footage. I don't remember what it was like. I only kind of remember what it was like. Show me that Daigo Ryu. Tourniquet still plays Vega, and he's still one of the highest ranked players. A lot of the highest ranked players are characters you wouldn't guess. Goes to show, I guess, the balance of the game, but more importantly, it goes to show that a tier list is invariably rooted in what people are picking. This is like January of last year. This is like 18 months old or whatever. If more people played Vega, Vega would have better tournament results. But that being said, I do think he's one of the worst characters in the game free. But it's a combo. It's him sucking and also people not believing in him. I don't even remember if that works anymore. Stand short and TX Fireball. He's got very apparent weaknesses, and he doesn't really have the strengths to justify the weaknesses. So like normally when you make a character who lacks some very basic things, you give them things that every other character lacks to justify it. But Vega didn't really do that. Like what does Vega have that not anyone else has? He does have the only V-reversal that moves backward, but if anything that hurts him. Dodge V-reversal that moves backward. My Mega Mode added a few of those KF style short hops. Zangief kind of had it for his headbutt in SF2, and they brought that back for a Mega Mode, and also gave T-Alk a similar one. It's not a true short hop per se. I can't even imagine blocking there as being the Vega player. I would be completely torn between attacking and command grab. I think they were really timid about making them super different like Zeku, because he can get locked out of one by losing your claw. I like the idea of like Claw Dive knocks down. No, it doesn't. But his frame data changing is just annoying. I think he shouldn't even be able to lose the claw anymore, to be honest. I think losing both the mask and the claw is like, it shouldn't be in this game at all. Losing the claw was fine when all losing the claw did was cut down your fucking range a little bit. But even then it was super out of place. No other character has to deal with shit like that. Except Cody, I guess. Oh, it whiffed. God, look how fast that trigger raced down. I forgot about that. That's a very subtle change. But it made the game a lot better, I feel. Trigger timers last way longer in modern SF5. But you lose the same chunks if you like use the skills. If your trigger loses beam meter in chunks, it's like the same size chunks. But having just more time to play felt a lot better. Feels. It's disgusting looking at how fast this fucking B trigger bar runs down now. Ryu's. Especially given that Fireball's still depleted. Look how fast it goes. It's nuts. It's nice being able to sit on a trigger a little bit. It's already gone. It's way too fast. I don't remember if that's something I wanted. I feel like I heard someone suggest it and I was like, I kinda like that. Longer trigger time. He gets punished for blocking more than any other character. And he also is the character who's forced to block the most. Thanks, Capcom. Ironically, Vega gets arguably stronger in this game from losing the claw. It depends on the matchup. It depends on how good ASE is. But from a combo perspective, from a frame data perspective, ooh. Vega's buffed by losing his claw. I'll be back in. Actually, no, I better just leave now. I got some stuff I gotta do at home. The guys are here. I guess they were coming at 8:30 and not 9:30, and I gotta relocate my cat. It's a nice dream though.